My name is Robinson. I am from England. I am 18 years old. My father is German. My mother is English. I have 2 brothers. I have 1 sister. We are a good family. My father is a good businessman. We have money. I have a good school. I have a good life. But I have a dream. I want to travel. I want to see the world. My father is a good man. He wants the best for me. But my dream is not his dream. He is not happy. The situation is not easy. It is morning. My father is in his room. He wants to speak with me. I go to his room. My father has some questions. My father wants to know why I want to travel. My father says, "Traveling is dangerous. Traveling is not comfortable. You can die." I think about it. Traveling is dangerous. It is not comfortable. I can die. But it is also very interesting. I can see new countries. I can meet new people. I think about traveling every day. Maybe my mother can help me. I speak with my mother. I tell my mother, I want to travel. I want to see the world. Please speak with my father. Maybe with your help, I can travel. My mother loves me, but she thinks that traveling is dangerous. She thinks that my place is at home. She thinks that life in England is the best for me. 1 year later, I visit one big town. The name of this town is Hull. I meet my friend. His father has a ship. They travel to London. My friend tells me, "Go with me." I think about it. I am not prepared. But I can try if traveling is for me. I go to London. I am very happy. It is my first long journey. It is very interesting. The first hour is good. But then we have problems. We see a storm. The storm is big. The wind is strong. The ship goes up and down. I have fear. I think about my home. I think about my comfortable bed. The storm is finished in the morning. The weather is nice. And the evening is beautiful. Everything is quiet. One man comes to me. We speak. We speak about the storm. I speak about my fear. The man gives me a drink. I drink very much. I sleep very well at night. The next day, I forget about my home. I forget about my comfortable bed. I dream more about traveling. The next day, our ship is slow because the wind is not strong. Then the wind is strong again. We go fast. A new storm comes. This storm is bigger. I am scared. The men are scared too. The waves are very big. The waves are like mountains. I see other ships. The ships are like toys. The waves play with the ships. I want to go home again. The storm is very big. The men ask God for help. Then, one man sees a hole in the ship. Water is inside. It is a bad situation. Many men go down. They pump the water out. I am very scared. I can't move. One man comes to me. He says, "Go down and help." So I go down. We pump the water out. I hear a gun. It is a signal from our captain. It is a signal that we have a big problem. Our ship is very broken. Our ship is full of water. We work very hard. We pump the water out. But the hole is very big. More and more water is inside the ship. The weather is better. The waves are smaller. But the ship is full of water. We need help. We see another ship before our ship. The men from the ship send a small boat. The men on the boat go to our ship. The men help us. We go on their boat. 15 minutes later, our big ship goes underwater. We are safe on the small boat. We see a land. We go to the land. We see people on the beach. They wait for us. They help us. They give us some money. We can go to London or Hull. I go to London. When I am in London, I meet a captain. The captain goes to Africa. I think that I can make some money there. The captain tells me about the business in Africa. He tells me what to buy in England. He tells me what people in Africa need. The journey to Africa is very good. I have a lot of money after this journey. I am happy. I want to travel more. I want to do more business. I want to learn how to control the ship. The captain teaches me how to control the ship. I go to Africa again. The journey starts well. But soon we have big problems. We see a ship. It is not an English ship. It is a pirate ship. The pirates want to take our ship. Their ship is fast. Soon they are near our ship. The pirates attack us. Many pirates go on our ship. They kill our men. We can't win. We stop the fight. Now, we are prisoners. I am young and strong. I must work as a slave. I work for the captain of the pirates. I feel very sad. I have a bad life. I must work hard. I work every day. I work in the house. I work in the garden. The captain tells me what to do. I don't like my work. I want to change my situation. I want to be free again. It is morning. I meet a young woman. She works in the house. She is so beautiful. She is also a slave. She cleans the house. I speak with her. She doesn't speak my language, but I feel that she understands me. When she sees me, she is happy and I am happy too. Sometimes she touches me. But it is only a short moment. Slaves can't be together. I think about the young woman very often. I want to meet her every day. But she is not in the house every day. When I think about her, I have a nice feeling in my body. I think that I love this woman. I think that she is my girlfriend and I am her boyfriend. But our love is complicated. We can't live together. It is very sad. Sometimes I fish with the captain or his friends. A young boy helps us. We use a small boat when we fish. One morning, when we fish, we are lost. Fog is around our boat. We see nothing. We can't go home. The next day, the fog is away. We can go home. When we are back home, the captain says, use a bigger boat. The bigger boat is better for long journeys. One day, the captain tells me, put more food and drinks on the boat. Bring some guns, too. The captain wants to fish with his friends. I prepare the boat. I put food and guns on the ship. But the captain's friends don't want to fish. Then, the captain tells me, prepare the boat for usual fishing for the next day. This is my chance. I can run away. A lot of food and guns are on the boat. I prepare the boat for fishing. But I leave the food and guns on the boat. Tomorrow, I can run away. This is my plan. I think about the young woman. I want to take her with me. But I don't know how to do it. It is not possible to take her on the boat. I am sad. I don't know what to do. I want to be free. But my heart wants to be with her. It is the morning. I meet the young woman in the house. She is so beautiful. I look at her. She knows that something is different. Maybe she understands that this is our last moment together. She looks in my eyes. She touches my hand. I think that she understands. Her face is sad. My face is sad too. She smiles at me. Then she goes away. This is our last moment together. 1 hour later, we are ready. I and the boy go to the boat. One man goes with us. He is our boss for today. Soon, we are far from the land. But we can't catch fish. Then, we go very far from the land. Our boss thinks that we can catch fish there. At one moment, our boss goes to the front of the boat. I quickly push him to the sea. He wants to swim back. I take a gun. When he sees the gun, he swims away. When he is away, I look at the boy. I want to know if he is on my side. I see that he is on my side. After 2 years, I am free. We go very fast. The wind is good. The next day, we are far from the pirate land, but we don't stop. We continue. After 6 days, we must stop. We need some fresh water. We wait for the night. Then we go to the land. When we are near the land, we hear horrible noises. The boy doesn't want to continue. He is scared. We stay on the boat near the land, but we can't sleep. Some animals come to wash in the water. The animals make horrible noises. The boy is very scared. Then we hear that one animal swims to us. The boy wants to go away, but I don't want to go away. I take one gun. I shoot at the animal. The animal turns. Then the animal swims to the land. The other animals hear the gun. They go away too. We stay on the boat. It is morning. We eat bread for breakfast. The boy wants to go to the beach. I go with him. We take guns. We take big bottles for water. I don't go very far. I want to see the boat. The boy continues alone. The boy returns after some time. He runs. I think that some animal runs after him, but I see nothing dangerous. He has an animal in his hand. The animal is a chicken. He is very happy. I am happy too. We have good meat and fresh water. We don't see dangerous animals. I don't know where we are. I only know that we are near Africa. I think that we are near a land where no people live. We don't see people on the land. We only hear animals. One day, when we go for fresh water, we see a lion. The lion sleeps on the beach. He is very big. He is only 20 meters from us. The boy is scared. Then, the lion opens his eyes. When the lion sees us, he runs to us. We don't have much time. I must shoot at the lion. I have 3 guns. The first bullet hits his leg. The second bullet hits his head. The third bullet finishes the animal. We can't eat the meat. The meat is not good. But we take the skin. We put the skin on the boat. The skin is dry soon. We continue our journey. We stop only when we need fresh water. Soon we see that people live on the land. One day we see a big group of people. They are on the beach. They have many children. They watch us. I want to stop. I want to go to the people. But the boy doesn't like this idea. He is scared. The people want to give us some food. 2 people run to the forest. They return with some food. We don't want to go to the beach, but they don't want to swim to us. We don't know how to take the food. The people see this. They put the food on the ground, then they go back. When they are far from the food, we go to the food. Now we are not scared of the people. They come to us. We thank the people, but we have nothing for the people. At that moment, we see 2 animals. The animals run down from the hill. The people are scared. One animal attacks a young girl. I shoot at the animal. I kill the animal. The second animal is scared. The animal runs away. The people are shocked when they hear the gun. They are also shocked when they see that the animal is dead. The people are happy that the girl is alive. They thank us. They give us more food and water. Now, we have a lot of food and water on the boat. We continue our journey. The next day, we see some islands. I think that we can visit the islands. But at that moment, the boy starts to shout. He starts to shout because he sees a ship. The boy is really scared. He thinks that it is a pirate ship. But I look at the ship. I see that the ship is Portuguese, but nobody on the ship sees us. So I shoot from a gun. They hear the gun. They see us. Soon we are on the Portuguese ship. They speak Portuguese, Spanish, and French. But I don't understand the men. But one Scottish sailor is on the ship. He comes to me. I tell him our story. Then all the sailors are very nice. We can stay on the ship. We are very happy. We offer our boat to the captain. But the captain doesn't want to take the boat. He wants to pay for the boat. It is very nice. I tell him that he can buy our boat. I give him a good price. It is a half of usual price. The captain agrees. The captain also wants to train the boy as a sailor. I don't like this idea. I think that the boy is very young for this job. I think that the boy also needs freedom. But the captain says that it is good for the boy. The boy wants to work for the captain, so the boy starts to be a sailor. The ship is on the way to Brazil. We come to Brazil after 20 days. I say goodbye to the boy and the sailors. Brazil is a new state in South America. Many people start a new life here. It is the same for me. I know nobody here. I meet some people. They have sugar plantations. Soon we are good friends. I like Brazil very much. Soon I learn the language. I have some money from the captain. I buy a small land in Brazil. I start to produce sugar. I don't produce much at the beginning. But after 2 years, my plantation is big. I am single. But my life is good. My financial situation is better every month. After 3 years in Brazil, I have enough money. I can have a woman for cleaning my house. I ask my friends if they know a good woman. One friend says, I have a daughter. She is 18 years old. I think that she can work for you. She is also a very good cook. The next day, his daughter comes to my house. She is friendly, but she is shy. She is also a very pretty girl. We talk. I tell her what I need. The next day, she comes to my house. She cleans the dirty floor. She cleans my furniture. She comes to my house every morning on Monday and on Thursday. She works for 4 hours. She also cooks for me. She also gives food to my cat. I am always happy when I see the girl. Sometimes we have breakfast or lunch together and we talk. Then, she is ill. She can't come to my house. I feel a strange feeling when she is not in my house. I miss her. I think, maybe I love her. 1 week later, she comes to my house. I am happy when I see her. I see that she is happy too. I hug her, then I kiss her. It is a long kiss. 2 weeks later, I go to her father's house. I ask him if I can marry his daughter. He is quiet. I wait for his answer. Then he says, I agree. I am very happy. 2 months later, I marry the daughter of my friend. We start to plan a family. This part of my life is great. We have big plans for our family. We have big plans for our plantation. We need a bigger house. We need more money for a bigger house. I think about the business in Africa. I can make a lot of money in Africa fast. I speak about Africa with my friends very often. I tell my friends that we can make a lot of money in Africa. One day, 3 friends come to our house. They tell me that they want to go to Africa. They ask me if I want to go with them. I say, yes, I want to go with you. We start to prepare for the journey. Soon, we are ready. I say goodbye to my wife. Then, we go. We want to come back 2 months later. We leave Brazil in September. Our ship is very big, but we are only 17 men. The ship is full of things for business. The weather is good but very hot at the beginning. 1 week later, we see a hurricane. The hurricane is very strong. Our ship is in danger. The hurricane is finished after 3 days. But when the hurricane is away, we have a problem. The ship is broken. We can't go to Africa. The captain wants to go back and repair the ship. But I don't want to go back. We talk about it. We think about the best solution. Then in the evening, a second hurricane comes. The wind is strong. The waves are very big. Then one man shouts, "Land!" When the man shouts, "Land!" the ship stops. The sea is not deep enough. It is bad for our broken ship. The ship can break every second. We must go on a smaller boat. This is very dangerous because the boat is very small for 17 men. But we must do it if we want to survive, so we go on a small boat. The waves are very big. The wind is very strong. The wind pushes us to big rocks. We know that the crash is near. Then, a big wave comes. The wave turns the boat. I am underwater. I can't breathe. I don't see the other men. I don't see the boat. Then, my head is above water. It is only a short moment, but I can breathe. I see a small beach between the rocks. A big wave pushes me to the beach. I am still in water, but I feel a land under my feet. I know that I must stand up. I must get out of the water. The next wave can take me back to sea. But my body is weak. I can't stand up fast. The next wave comes. I am underwater again. I can't breathe again. But then another wave takes me back on the beach. I am in water, but I can stand up. I can go 10 meters. I am on the sand. I am safe. But my arms and legs are very weak. I collapse, and I lie on the beach. After some time, I stand up. I look for the other men. I can't find the other men. I am the only man alive. All my friends are dead. I only find 3 hats and 2 shoes on the beach. It is horrible for me. The weather is still very bad, but the waves are not so big. I see the ship. The ship is far from the land. I look around. I see that I have nothing. I am wet. I have no other clothes. I have nothing to eat or drink. I have no gun. Dangerous animals can eat me. I have only a small knife which I find in my pocket. This situation is really bad. How can I survive with only a small knife? I need to drink some fresh water. I find a small river. I drink the water. The night comes. I am scared of dangerous animals. I can't sleep on the ground. So, I spend the night in a big tree. When I wake up the next morning, the sea is calm. I still see the ship. I swim to the ship. I don't see a way inside the big ship. I swim around the ship twice. Then I see a rope on one side of the ship. I use the rope. Now, I am on the ship. The ship is empty. I try to find some food. I am lucky. Some food on the ship is dry. I also find a bottle of rum. I take the bottle with me. Then I hear something. Somebody is on the ship. Who is it? Somebody from my friends? It is not possible. My friends are all dead. I am scared. I go to the place where I hear the noises. Then I see who it is. It is a dog. It is a dog of our captain. Now I have a friend. I am not alone. I must take the food, rum, and the dog to the beach. But I don't have a small boat on the ship. I must make a raft. I find some wood. I make a raft from the wood. I also need some clothes. I look for the clothes. When I look for the clothes, I find a nice carpet. I also find 4 guns and a box with gunpowder. I put everything on my raft. The sea is calm. The wind goes to the land. This is all good. Soon, I am on the beach. I look for a place where I can stay. I see a hill. From the hill, I can see where I am. I take a gun. I walk to the hill. I go to the top. I see sea around the whole place. I am on an island. I see two small islands near. One is to the north, one is to the west. I also see a big land to the south. The land is about 100 kilometers far. I see nothing to the east. I see only the ocean. I don't see people on the island. I see only wild animals. I see many birds on the way back from the hill, but I don't know their names. I don't know if I can eat them. I kill one bird, but the meat isn't good. I go back to the raft. The next day, I want to go back to the ship. I want to take all important things to the island. The next storm can destroy the ship completely. I make a small tent near the beach. I bring the things which can be destroyed by rain to the tent. The night comes. I lie on the ground. I put 2 guns near my left shoulder. I also put 2 guns near my right shoulder. Now I feel safe. I am tired. I sleep very soon. I swim back to the ship the next day. I make a second raft. I put many things on the raft. I am very happy when I find 7 new guns and some beds. I take all these things to the beach. I go to the ship every day. I bring back many good things. For example, I find a lot of candles. I need candles on the island. I also find 2 big boxes of tea. I make a lot of visits to the ship. One day, I discover a box which is closed. Under the box, I find a key. When I open the box, I see some money from Europe and Brazil. Money is not important on the island, but I take the money with me. I also find cards with pictures. They are pictures of the king and the queen. I can play some games. I can have some fun with the cards. The next day, big dark clouds are in the sky. They are bigger and bigger. The wind is stronger and stronger. I visit the ship. But I don't make a raft because a storm is near. Rafts can break easily in a storm. I swim back to the beach. The wind is really strong at night. But I am safe inside my little tent. The ship is gone the next morning. I know that I can stay on the island very long. I want to make a nice place where I can live. I also need to be safe. I can look for a cave, or I can make a bigger tent. Maybe I can do both. I need a place which is near fresh water. The place must be in shadow. It must be easy to protect the place. I also need a view of the sea. I want to see ships. I find a nice place next to a big hill. I put my tent there. The hill protects me from one side. I build a fence on all the other sides. The fence has no door. I use a ladder when I go over the fence. I take all my things inside. I have more plans in my head. I make 2 tents. One tent is big. The second tent is small. The smaller tent is inside the bigger tent. The bigger tent protects the gunpowder and the food from rains. I live in the smaller tent. The housewife spy. "We want you to go to France as a spy," the man said calmly. Odette could not believe her ears. A spy? Her? Was this man crazy? Odette was born in Amiens, in the north of France, in 1912. During World War I, her mother helped the fight against Germany by offering rooms in her home to British soldiers. Little Odette loved playing with the soldiers. They spoke strangely, but they were friendly and interesting. She loved their stories about England. When Odette later married an Englishman, her mother was not surprised. After a short time in France, Odette and her husband moved to England in 1931. In 1939, German soldiers attacked Poland and World War II began. 1 year later, Germans moved into France and started a new government there. Odette's heart was broken. She remembered the proud people of Amiens in World War I. They fought hard for France's freedom, but now it was lost. Odette knew that she wanted to help, but she was only a housewife. What could she do? In the early 1940s, more and more countries joined the war. Around the world, people were fighting and dying. Odette listened to the radio news sadly, and then her heart stopped. The British government wanted pictures of French beaches, her old vacation photos. At last, she could really help. When the British Secret Service saw Odette's photos, they immediately became interested in this young French woman. She knew a lot about the north of France. Maybe she had some more useful information, or maybe she could help in another way. Was she smart? Was she brave? Did she want to help Britain and France? They decided to invite Odette to their offices in London. Soon Odette was traveling toward a future that she could not imagine in her wildest dreams. "We want you to go to France as a spy," the man said calmly. Odette could not believe her ears. A spy? Her? Was this man crazy? "I'm only a housewife," she replied quietly. "I have 3 young daughters and a loving husband. They need me. I'm sorry." But as Odette listened to her own voice, she knew. She knew that her country needed her more. The room was quiet. The calm man sat silently behind his desk, waiting. Odette thought of her family and her home. Her heart ached as she spoke. "I'll help in any way I can. What do I need to do?" Odette began her lonely life of secrets and lies immediately. She lied to her family. She wanted to be a war nurse, she told them. She smiled kindly as she kissed her daughters and husband goodbye. But inside, her heart was breaking. "Will I ever see you again?" she thought. The Secret Service gave Odette new French clothes, a French hairstyle, even a new French wedding ring. Odette's comfortable British life ended, and her dangerous life as a spy began. In November 1942, Odette started her work in Cannes, in the south of France. She looked and spoke like an ordinary Frenchwoman. But really, she was working closely with a British spy, Peter Churchill, passing money to the French resistance. Odette learned quickly. She started more and more dangerous work. She found safe houses for other spies to hide in. She also found new secret places where British airplanes could drop guns and equipment. If spies are caught during a war, they are almost always killed immediately. Every word, every look, every thought was dangerous for Odette. On April 16th, 1943, Odette and Peter were caught by German police and questioned about their work. "This is the end," thought Odette. "The Germans will kill us." But then she had an idea. It was a dangerous plan, but it was their only hope. "Don't kill Peter, kill me," she said. "Peter is my husband. He doesn't work for the resistance. He's only here for me." Did the Germans believe her? Odette thought quickly. She needed a better lie, a lie to save their lives. "Peter's uncle is the most important man in Britain. You'll die if you kill him." The Germans looked carefully at their reports. Who was this unusual woman, and who was Peter Churchill? Churchill, they could not kill this man. His uncle was Winston Churchill, the head of the British government. "Take them away," the German officer ordered. "Get every piece of information from them. Do everything that is necessary." When burning metal first touched her skin, Odette cried inside with pain, but her reply was always the same. "I have nothing to say." The cold, handsome man looked deeply into Odette's eyes. Then, slowly and calmly, he pulled out her toenails. Odette did not make a sound. She was weak from pain, but she was proud. Her silence was saving lives across France. A few days later, Odette's future was decided. Her eyes moved around the courtroom slowly. It was a beautiful, clean room, and the sun shone brightly through the large windows. She could hear the noise of busy Paris life outside. But it seemed like a dream to her. Her feet were very painful and her body was weak, but Odette sat up straight and looked proudly into the officer's eyes. "The court has decided that you must die," the German officer explained in bad French. "You are a British spy and you work for the French resistance. Return to your prison room and wait." Days, weeks, and months passed. Each time the guards came to her prison room, death was possible. But Odette did not stop hoping. It seemed that her lie about Winston Churchill was working. Every night she imagined that she kissed her daughters. "I love you," she told them softly. In May 1944, Odette was moved to Ravensbrück in the north of Germany. Here, hundreds of weak prisoners moved slowly between the long lines of simple buildings. Their bodies were thin, their heads were shaven, and there was complete hopelessness in their eyes. At Ravensbrück, the prisoners worked until they died. Every morning, the dead bodies were burned and the work continued. But someone had different plans for Odette in this terrible place. Fritz Sören, the boss of Ravensbrück, was a cold, selfish man. He knew about Odette. He knew that she was special, but he did not trust her. He kept Odette alone and in complete darkness for months. But Odette knew how to stay hopeful. She imagined her family again. and in her mind she chose beautiful, colorful cloth and made pretty dresses for each of her daughters. By now the Americans were in Germany and the war was almost at an end. On April 28, 1945, Suren visited Odette. "We are leaving today," he told her. He pushed her into a van with a few other prisoners. Through the window, Odette could see German guards running and cars and vans driving away quickly. She could not believe her eyes. "Will I live to go free?" she thought. After 4 days of driving, a guard opened the van doors. He pulled Odette from the van and pushed her into Suren's car. "Why does he only want we?" she asked herself. She kept quiet and watched the road racing past outside. Odette knew that Suren wanted to kill her, but hundreds of people were still alive because of her silence. She prepared for a proud death. At 10 p.m. that night, Suren drove Odette to a small town. "I'm giving you to the Americans," he explained. Odette could not believe her ears. Was this a joke? But Suren's face was serious. He thought that Odette was an important person. He wanted her to speak kindly of him after the war. "This is Mrs. Churchill," Suren explained to an American officer. "She is a relative of Winston Churchill." Without looking at Odette, he dropped his gun. Then he turned slowly and was taken by some soldiers toward his prison room. Odette looked around at the little town, the friendly faces of the American soldiers, and Suren's empty car by the side of the road. Was this a dream? Was she really alive? Was she really free? Back in England, Odette fell into her husband's arms and cried happily. After years of fear and pain, her family was together again. Her daughters kissed and held their brave mother. "You look more beautiful than ever," she told them. "Your love gave me hope and kept me alive." In 1946, Odette received one of the most important British medals for her great courage. "This is not for me," she said. "It's for all the French resistance workers in the war." Odette's brave actions saved thousands of French and British people. She loved her family, but she chose a dangerous and lonely life and helped others. Our lives today are shaped by women like Odette. We learn more about our present and our future when we remember their past courage. The end. Part 1. Once upon a time, there was a wise and good king. He had only one son, a boy named Delibes. Prince Delibes was a clever young man, and the king loved him very much. One day, the king called the prince to him and said, "Listen, my son, you will be king after I have died. I want you to be a wise ruler, but you will only be wise if you are happy, and you will only be happy if you marry a good and clever woman. So I want you to travel around my kingdom. Look for the best woman you can find and marry her. Then I am sure you will become a good ruler of our kingdom." So Delibes left his father's house, and he began to travel around the kingdom. He went to every town and every village. He met the daughters of rich men and the daughters of poor men, the daughters of nomads and the daughters of hunters. Some of them were beautiful, but they were stupid. Some were wise, but they were ugly. He couldn't find the perfect girl. He spent many years traveling. He didn't look like a prince anymore. His clothes were old and torn. His shoes were broken. One day, the tired prince lay down to rest under a tree. It was the middle of the day. and the sun was high in the sky. His food was finished and he was very hungry. He fell asleep. When he woke up, he saw a girl. She was looking after her father's sheep. Delibes looked at her. She was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. He wanted to speak to her, but he couldn't. "What's the matter?" the girl said. "You look hungry. I have only a little bread with me here, and you can have it if you like." She took out some bread and gave it to Delibes. He ate it hungrily. "Thank you," he said. The girl started to walk away. Delibes wanted her to stay. "Have you seen my camel?" he said. "No," the girl said. "I haven't seen a camel, but a blind one has passed this way." "Really?" said the prince. "And this camel had no tail." "How do you know?" asked the prince. "And there is a wound on its right side," the girl said. The prince was very surprised. "You haven't seen this camel," he said, "but you have described it perfectly. How did you do it?" "Oh, it was easy," the girl said. "Look at this bush. A camel has been eating the leaves, but it has only eaten from one side of it. This probably means that it's blind in one eye. And do you see this camel dung? It's all together in one pile. But camels move their tails when they drop their dung. When a camel has a tail, the dung falls in different places." "But what about the wound on the camel's right side?" asked Delibes. "How did you know about that?" "Look here in the sand," said the girl. "A camel has been rolling here, but it has only rolled on its left side. This means that its right side must be wounded." "I've found the girl I'm looking for at last," the prince said to himself. "Please," he said to the girl, "tell me your name." "My name is Hariri," she said. "And what is your father's name?" "Nakrusa." "Where does your family live? Where can I find them?" "Down there," said Hariri, and she pointed to the village in the distance. "I'll come back very soon," the prince said, "and speak to your family. But first I must go home. I must tell my father. I've found the girl I want to marry." Delibes hurried back to his father's house. "Father," he said, "I've found her. She's the wisest and most beautiful girl in your kingdom." His father smiled. "That's good, my son. But don't be in a hurry. Find out more about the girl, meet her family, talk to them." So Delibes began the journey back to Hariri's village. On the way, he met Nakrusa, Hariri's father. "Let's walk together," he said to the old man. "Very well," Nakrusa said. It was a long way to the village. The path was rough and stony, and the sun was hot. Nakrusa and Delibes walked together, but they didn't speak. At last, Delibes said, "The journey is too long, and we are both tired. Let's make it easier. Why don't you carry me? Or if you like, I will carry you. Then the time will pass more quickly." Nakrusa looked at Delibes, but he didn't say anything. "What a crazy idea," he thought. "What a stupid young man." They walked on, but they still didn't speak. After a while, they passed some young men. They were looking after a herd of 100 cows. "Old man," said the prince, "who do these cows belong to?" "They belong to my cousin," said Nakrusa. "He's a very rich man." "Rich?" the prince laughed. "No, he must be poor. I'm sure he's a poor man. I'm sorry for him." Nakrusa shook his head. What a strange young man, he thought. He's sorry for a man who has 100 cows. A little later, they passed another herd of cattle. There were 10 cows and 1 bull. "Whose cattle are these?" Delibes asked. "Oh, they belong to my neighbor," said Nakrusa. "He's only a poor man." "Poor?" said the prince. "I don't think so. I think he's rich. Yes, he's certainly a rich man." "This young man is crazy," Nakrusa thought. They walked on and on over the hills until they came to a valley. There was a field of wheat in the valley. It was already yellow and ready for the harvest. "Is this wheat free, so that travelers can eat it?" asked Delibes. "Free?" said Nakrusa. "What do you mean free? Of course it isn't free. It belongs to the farmer." I don't understand this boy at all, he said to himself. The sun was going down now. It was nearly evening. At last they could see the village in the distance. Some people were coming out of the village. They were carrying the body of a dead man. They were taking him to the cemetery. Who has died? Delibes asked Necrusa. Who was this man? He was a good old man, Necrusa answered. I knew him well. And will his name be buried with him? Asked Delibes. Or will his name live on? How stupid, Necrusa thought. The poor man is dead. Of course his name dies with him. It won't be used again. He said nothing. He walked on towards his house, and Delibes followed him. Part 2. The prince and Necrusa came to Necrusa's hut. The old man turned round to Delibes. He wanted to say goodbye, but the prince had already followed him into his compound. Necrusa was tired of Delibes. He wanted him to go away. But now the young man was his guest. He had to welcome him. So he went into his hut and brought out a mat. He put it on the ground, and Delibes sat down on it. Hariri was inside the hut. She was cooking the evening meal. Listen, daughter, Necrusa said to her. We have a very strange guest. A crazy young man has followed me all day. He's come to the village with me, and now he's here in my compound. Take him some water so that he can wash his feet. So Hariri took some water and went out to wash Delibes's feet. He was very happy when he saw her. She smiled at him, and his heart jumped. She was even more beautiful than before. Why don't you put your feet on the mat? She asked him. Look, they're on the dirty ground. But my feet are still dirty, Delibes answered. You haven't washed them yet. If I put them on the mat now, the mat will get dirty too. So Hariri washed his feet. When they were clean, he put them on the mat. Hariri went back into the hut to find her father. This young man isn't crazy at all, she said. Oh yes, he is, said Necrusa. Do you know what he said to me on the road? Let's make the journey easier, he said. Why don't you carry me? Or if you like, I'll carry you. Wasn't that stupid? How can I, an old man, carry a big young man like him? But father, Hariri said, you don't understand. He meant that the journey was long and boring. He wanted to make it interesting. When he said, why don't you carry me? He meant, why don't you tell me a story? And when he said, or, if you like, I'll carry you, he meant, or, if you like, I'll tell you a story. In that way, you could help each other along the road. Well, anyway, said Necrusa. That wasn't the only thing. We passed a big herd of 100 cows. Who do these cows belong to? He asked me. He must be a poor man. Poor? A man with 100 cows is rich. Then later, we passed a small herd of 10 cows and 1 bull. Who do these belong to? He said. Oh, he must be a rich man. Now, isn't that crazy? No, father, Hariri said. He's right. The man with 100 cows is rich now, but he won't be rich for long. If he doesn't have a bull, his cows will never give birth to calves. After a while, they will all die and he'll be poor again. But the man who has a bull as well as 10 cows will soon be rich. His cows will all have calves. He'll have more and more cattle every year. You haven't heard it all, Necrusa said. We passed a field of wheat. Is this wheat free so that travelers can eat it? This stupid boy asked me. Free? I said. Of course it isn't free. It belongs to the farmer. Only he can eat it. But father, said Hariri. Who is the farmer? Is he a generous man? Does he give food to the guests and travelers who come to his hut? Yes, said Necrusa. I know the man. He's a good man. He's always kind to guests and travelers. And does he ask them to pay for their food? Asked Hariri. Of course he doesn't, Necrusa answered. What kind of man asks his guests to pay for their food? Then the young man was right, Hariri said. The wheat is free. Travelers can eat it without paying. Well, perhaps, Necrusa said. But listen to this. While we were coming into the village, we passed a funeral. A crowd of people were taking a dead man to the cemetery. And do you know what this poor fool said? Will his name be buried with him, or will it be used again? Oh, said Hariri. That's easy to understand. He was asking you if the man had a son. The father's name lives on in his son. It's not buried with him. It's used again and again. Nacrusa was tired of talking to his daughter. He went to talk to her uncles. "My daughter's crazy," he said. "You have seen that strange young man sitting outside my hut. He asks all kinds of stupid questions, but my daughter likes him." "Does she?" said Hariri's uncles. "That's good. Your daughter isn't a child now. She must get married soon. Why don't you let her marry him? He looks like a good man to us." "Oh, very well," said Nacrusa. "But it's all so strange. I can't understand it at all. They're both crazy." Hariri heard her uncles and her father. She was very happy. "He's so handsome," she said to herself, "and so clever. He's the best young man I've ever seen." Delibes was still sitting outside the hut on the mat. He heard Hariri's words. He was very, very happy. The wedding was soon arranged. Delibes hurried back to his father, the king. "Hariri is a wonderful girl," he said, "the best girl in all Afar." "I am very happy for you, my son," the king said. "Send camels and cattle for the feast. Take some servants and all my armed men, go to her house and marry her, then bring her back to the palace." "Oh no, father," said the prince. "She doesn't know that I'm the king's son. I don't want to tell her yet. I won't take any armed men with me. When I go to her house, I'll take only one servant. She'll think I'm a poor man. If she marries me, I'll know she really loves me." The king smiled. "Very well, my son," he said. "Go, but come back soon. I want to meet my new daughter." It was a long way from the king's house to Nacrusa's village. The prince and his servant started their journey early in the morning. But they walked all day. The sun rose higher and higher in the sky. It became hotter and hotter. "I'm very hot and very, very thirsty," Delibes said. "I must have a drink." "That's all right, sir," the servant said. "Look, we're coming to a waterhole. You'll find some water there." They came to the waterhole, and Delibes looked down into it. The hole was deep. The water was a long way down. "Climb down and fill my water bottle," Delibes said to his servant. "Oh, no, sir, I can't do that," the servant said. "I don't want to fall and break my neck." So Delibes climbed into the waterhole himself. He drank the cool, clean water and filled his bottle. Then he looked up at his servant. "Pull me up," he shouted. But the servant laughed at him. "Pull you up?" he said. "Why? You fool! I'm going to be the master now." He picked up a big stone and lifted it above his head. "He's going to throw it down and kill me," thought Delibes. "Wait a minute," he shouted. "Don't kill me. You'll never escape. Someone will soon find my body. They'll tell my father, and he'll send his men to kill you. I've got a better idea." The servant put the stone down. "What do you mean, a better idea?" he said. "We'll change our clothes," said Delibes. "You take my clothes and I'll take yours. You can be the master and I'll be the servant." The servant laughed. "That's a stupid idea," he said. "If I pull you out of the water hole, you'll kill me. I know you will." "I won't kill you, I promise," said the prince. "And I won't tell anyone that you're my servant." The servant picked up the stone again. "I don't believe you," he said. "Get ready to die." "Very well," the prince said. "But don't you want to marry the most beautiful girl in Afar? How will you find her father's house? Only I know the way." The servant thought for a moment. "Do you really promise?" he said. "You won't kill me? You'll be my servant and I'll be your master?" "Yes," answered Delibes. "You know me. I always keep my promises." "All right," the servant said, and he pulled Delibes out of the water hole. They changed their clothes. The prince took the servants, and the servant took the prince's. Then they walked on along the road. At last, they came to Nacrusa's village. Everything was ready for the wedding. The women were cooking a wonderful feast. Guests were arriving. People were singing and dancing. Hariri couldn't wait to see the face of her dear Delibes. She looked out of her hut, but there was the servant, dressed in Delibes's clothes. "This man isn't my husband," she said. "I've never seen him before." "Don't be a fool," her father said. "Look at his clothes, his dagger and his shoes. He was wearing them when he came here before." "But my husband is a clever man," said Hariri. "This man looks like a fool. Let me ask him some questions. Oh, very well, Nacrusa said. But be quick. The guests are waiting. The wedding must begin. So Hariri came out of her hut and spoke to the servant. Tell me, she said, what is the heaviest thing a man can carry? The servant frowned. The heaviest thing, he said. Let me think. A camel's heavy. No, a fallen tree is heavy. I know. A grinding stone. Yes, a grinding stone is the heaviest thing. Hariri looked behind the servant. Who is that man standing under the tree? She wondered. Here's my next question, she said. What is the sweetest food in the world? The sweetest food, the servant said. The sweetest food. Yes, I know the answer. The sweetest food is honey. Hariri was watching the man under the tree. He was coming towards her now. I have one more question, she said to the servant. What is the most beautiful smell in the world? The servant shook his head. What a stupid question, he said. Flowers have the sweetest smell. Everyone knows that. Delibes was standing behind his servant now. He smiled at Hariri. This man says he's my husband, said Hariri, but he's a fool. His answers are stupid. Nacrusa was very angry. Daughter, he said, what are you saying? Look, the wedding guests are here. The feast is ready. Take this man. He is your husband. Please, father, Hariri said. I can't marry a fool. Let me talk to his servant. She looked at Delibes. Did you hear my questions? She asked him. Yes, said Delibes, and here are my answers. Your first question was, what is the heaviest thing a man can carry? My answer is a promise. A promise is a very, very heavy thing. For me, just now, it's the heaviest thing in the world. Next, you asked, what is the sweetest food? I know the answer to that question. I was alone once in the desert. I had no food. I nearly died of hunger. Then I met a girl. She gave me a piece of dry bread. It was the sweetest food in the world because I was so hungry. Your third question was this. What is the most beautiful smell? I can answer that one too. It is the smell of the skin on the neck of your baby son. I don't have a son yet, but one day, God willing, he will give me a wife, and one day, God willing, she will give me a son. Hariri laughed and clapped her hands. Did you hear that, father? She said. This man is my husband. But he's only a servant, Nacrusa said. I'm tired of all this nonsense, Hariri. I'm your father. You must obey me. Marry the master, not the servant. Hariri went and stood beside Delibes. Master or servant? This is the man I will marry, she said. The servant was frightened when he heard this. He fell down on his knees. Oh, please, please forgive me, he said to Delibes. I was a fool. Don't tell the king, your father. The king? Your father is the king? Nacrusa said to Delibes. My dear boy, this is wonderful. Hariri, my child, you are right. Of course. This is the right man for you. I always knew you were a clever girl. You're going to marry a prince. Where are the singers? Is the food ready? Let the marriage begin. Part 4. The wedding was a happy one. Everyone ate and sang and danced. Only Delibes' servant wasn't happy. He went out of Nacrusa's compound and ran away. They never saw him again. The next day, Delibes and Hariri began the journey back to the king's house. Everyone there was very happy to see them. The king liked his daughter-in-law at once. My son, you have chosen well, he said to Delibes. Now I know that one day you will be a wise and happy ruler. After a year, Hariri had a son. Delibes was very happy. He took his son in his arms. He smelled the skin on the baby's neck. It was the sweetest smell in the world for him. Hariri smiled at him. I have given you a son, she said. Now I want you to give me a promise. Yes, of course, said Delibes. What is it? I'm always frightened when you go out at night, Hariri said. There are bad men in the town, and the wadi is the most dangerous place. Please don't go to the wadi in the evening when the people and the animals have returned to the town. Promise me. I promise, said Delibes. And so Delibes and Hariri lived happily for many years. They had 7 sons and 7 daughters. The old king died, and Delibes became king. He was a wise and good ruler. The years passed. One day, when Delibes and Hariri were old, a servant came to Delibes. "The camels have returned from the wadi," he said, "but one of them is lost." Delibes forgot his promise to Hariri. "I'll go myself and look for it," he said. It was dark outside. There was only a half moon in the sky. Everything was quiet. There was nobody at the wadi now. Everyone was at home in their own houses. Suddenly, 4 men jumped out from behind a tree. "Give us your money," shouted one. "Give us your clothes," shouted another. The third man came close to Delibes and looked at his face. "Let him go," he said to the others. "It is the king." "What?" the fourth man said. "Yes, quick, let him go." But the first 2 robbers laughed. "Let him go?" they said. "Are you crazy? He'll send his soldiers after us. They'll catch us and kill us. No, we must kill him now." They began to argue with each other. "Kill him," the first 2 robbers said. "Let him go," said the others. The first 2 robbers were the strongest. "We must kill you," they said to the king. "We want to save our own lives." "Give me one last wish before I die," the king said. "Very well," said the robbers. "What is it?" "Go to my house," Delibes asked them. "Tell my wife that you saw me near the wadi. Say to her, 'There's a black cow in my herd of cattle. Its horns are too long. It will put out the eyes of the other cows. Take it out of the herd.'" "Is that all?" asked the third robber. "No," answered the king. "Tell her this. There's a black mat on the roof of my house. Take it away. Put a white mat there in its place." "Is there anything else?" said the fourth robber. "Yes," Delibes answered. "I have 4 camels. Tell my wife to keep 2 of them, but tell her to let 2 of them go." "Have you finished now?" the first robber said. "Yes," said Delibes. "Then you must die," the first robber said. And so the robbers killed Delibes. They took his body and threw it under a tree. "Come on," the first 2 robbers said. "We must run away." "No," said the third and fourth robbers. "We must take the king's message to his wife. We promised." "Are you crazy?" the first robber said. "She'll know that we killed him. Her sons will kill us." "But she doesn't know that he's dead," the third robber said. "Nobody knows that he's dead." So the 4 robbers went to Delibes's house. They asked to see the queen. She was talking with her 7 sons. They were all carrying spears. The first robber walked boldly up to the queen. "I have a message for you," he said, "from your husband, the king." "Where did you meet him?" Hariri asked. "At the wadi," the robber answered. The queen put her hand over her mouth. Her eyes opened wide and she looked at the robbers. Her sons moved towards her. "Is my husband well?" she asked. "He's fine," laughed the robber. "We left him under a tree. He'll be home soon." "And what was his message?" Hariri asked. The first robber told her the words of the king. When he finished, Hariri said to her sons, "Catch these men." "Why?" her eldest son asked. "They have only brought some messages from our father." The robbers were already running out of the compound. "Quick! Quick! Don't let them escape!" shouted Hariri. Her 7 sons ran after the robbers and caught them. They brought them back to the queen. She was crying. "What's the matter, mother?" her eldest son asked. "Didn't you understand your father's message?" said Hariri. "Listen, this is what it means. Take the black cow out of the herd of cattle," he said. "It will put out the eyes of the other cows." This means that your father doesn't want the crows to eat his eyes. He wants us to bury his body." "You mean our father's dead?" her sons asked. "Yes," said Hariri. "This is his second message. Take away the black mat on the roof. Put a white one there." "He is dead. And he wants me to put white clothes on for him." "It was these men who killed my father," shouted one of the sons, and all of them lifted their spears. "Wait," said Hariri. "There was one more message, to keep 2 of my camels," your father said, "but let 2 of them go. This means that 2 of these men killed him, but 2 tried to save his life." The robbers fell down onto the ground. You know everything, the first robber said. You're right. It was my friend and I who killed the king. These two men tried to save him. Kill the murderers, shouted the brothers, and they killed the first two robbers with their spears and daggers. Then the third and fourth robbers took Hariri and her sons to the wadi. They found the body of Delibus and brought him home. Hariri put on white clothes, and her sons buried their father. He was a great king, all the people said. Why? Because he was married to a good and clever woman.